Good morning. Today, we're going to discuss about dividing decimals. To start with, let's have the parts of division equation first. We have 27 divided by 9 equals 3. 27 is our dividend, while 9 is our divisor, and 3 is our quotient. Remember these parts later because you're going to need it. Okay, to start with, let's have dividing decimals by whole numbers. So we have 2.7 divided by 9. For step 1, divide just like whole numbers. So we have 2.7 divided by 9. So 27 divided by 9, we have 3. 3 times 9, we have 27. 27 minus 27, we have 0. Step 2, count the number of decimal places in the dividend. So our dividend is 2.7. How many decimal numbers do we have? So we only have 1. Since we have 1 decimal numbers in the dividend, we're going to affix the decimal point. The number of decimal numbers in the quotient should be equal to the dividend. So we have 1 in the dividend, so we should have 1 in the quotient. So the answer is 0.3 or 0.3 or 3/10. So move forward, we have dividing decimals by decimals. So we have 2.8 divided by 0.4. So both of them are decimal numbers. So we have the step 1, move the decimal point of the divisor to make it a whole number. So we will move the decimal point of the divisor first. So to make it a whole number, you will move it once. So when you put the decimal point, 4 is already a whole number. So move the decimal point of the dividend the same number of times. You move this once, so you will also move this once. So we will have now 28 divided by 4. Now just remember, this 0 has no value. So divide just like whole numbers. 28 divided by 4, we have 7. 7 times 4, we have 28. 28 minus 28 is 0. So count the number of decimal places in the dividend. Do we have decimal places here? So we don't have. So we cannot affix the decimal point in the quotient since there's no decimal numbers in the dividend. So there should be no decimal number in the quotient. So the answer is 7. Let's have another example. So we have 9.6 divided by 0.16. Okay, so to start with, we're going to move the decimal point of the divisor. So we have 1, 2. So to make it a whole number, you will move the decimal point 2 times or twice. Since you move the decimal point twice in the divisor, you will also move the decimal point twice in the dividend. So 0.16 will become 16. 9.6 you will move twice. 1, 2. So you have the decimal point here. Since we're lacking one digit, so we're going to use the place value holder, which is 0. So you will put 1, 0. So 9.6 will become 960. So you will move to division. 96 divided by 16, we have 6. Times 16, we have 96. You're going to subtract 96 minus 96 equals 0. So bring down 0. 0 divided by 16, we have 0. And that's it. So since you already have the 0, the answer is 60. So this time we have dividing whole numbers with quotients in decimal forms. So we have 3 divided by 8. So when we are dealing with whole numbers, the divisor is bigger than the dividend, so you cannot divide this. But since we've already discussed decimals, we can divide this, but the answer will be a decimal number. So just remember, 3 is your dividend. 3 divided by 8. Okay? So step 1, write 0 and decimal point in the quotient. So 0 and decimal point. Step 2, write decimal point and 0 in the dividend. If you will notice, nagkabaligtad siya. So this time, you will have point 0. So, divide just like whole numbers. So we have 30 divided by 8, we have 3. 3 times 8, we have 24. We're going to subtract 30 minus 24, we have 6. So, since we don't have 0 here, you're going to add 0. 0, you're going to bring down 0. And 60 divided by 8, we have 7. 7 times 8, we have 56. You're going to subtract 60 minus 56, we have 4. But since 4 is not yet 0, so you're going to add another 0. So just remember, you will add as many zeros as you need. So 0, so you will bring it down. 40 divided by 8, we have 5. 5 times 8, we have 40. 40 minus 40, we have 0. Since you've got 0, here, the answer for your difference, it means you're done with your division. So the answer is 0.375 or 375 thousandths. Another example, we have 1 divided by 4, or you can have it in fraction, we have 1/4. So we have 1 as the dividend divided by 4. So add 0 and decimal point. Step 2, adds decimal point and 0. So divide just like whole number, 10 divided by 4. We have 2. 2 times 4, we have 8. 10 minus 8, we have 2. So you add another 0. Since the answer for your difference is not yet 0, so you will bring it down. So 20 divided by 4, we have 5. 5 times 4, we have 20. 20 minus 20, we have 0. Do we have to add another 0? I don't think so. So since the answer for the difference is 0, it means you are done with dividing. So the answer is 0.25. So it means 1/4 is equals to 0.25. Okay? And that's it. I hope you have learned something, and I hope you can do activity 2.5. Goodbye, class. So to answer our activities, so let's have activity 1. It says here, find the quotient. You will write your answer and the solution inside the box in your answer sheet. So let's try to solve number 1. You have 20 hundredths divided by 5 tenths. So as I told you before, we have to make the divisor a whole number. So we will move the decimal point once. So this will be 5. Since we move once in the divisor, we will also move once in the dividend. So we have 2.0. 2 divided by 5. So cannot be yan. So we will add. So we will use 20. So your answer will be a decimal number. So 20 divided by 4, we have 4. 4 times 5, we have 20. 20 minus 20, we have 0. So the answer is 0.4. Okay, so just remember, without the solution, I won't check your answer. For activity 2, match the division sentence in column A to the correct quotient in column B. Write the letter of the correct answer in the space provided for. Okay, here's your answer sheet. Let's solve number 1. We have 1512 divided by 0.03 or 3 hundredths. So 15 divided by, so we have to move the decimal point first, 1, 2. So you will also move twice in the dividend. So 15 divided by 3, we have 5. 5 times 3, we have 15. 15 minus 15, 0, bring down 1. Since you bring down 1, so you have to write your answer here. So kung cannot be siya, you will write 0. Basta nag-bring down, kailangan may sagot. May sagot na sa dividend. So 0 times 3, we have 0. Subtract 1 minus 0, we have 1. Bring down 2. 12 divided by 3, we have 4. 4 times 3, we have 12. And 0. Since our decimal point has been moved here, it means ang sagot natin whole number. So the answer is 504. So that will be letter C. So dapat ganyan din ang sagot nyo. For activity 3, write true if the quotient is correct and false if the quotient is wrong. Okay, here is your answer sheet. 4 divided by 80. So 4 divided by 80. So you will add 0.0. 40 divided by 80. Cannot be yan. But since you have added 0, so kailangan may sagot ka na sa taas. So sagot natin 0. 0 times 80, we have 0. 40 minus 0, we have 40. So since meron pa, so you have to add another 0 sa decimal number. Ganun kasi. Hanggat there should be no remainder. So bring down 0. 400 divided by 80, we have 5. 5 times 80, we have 400. 400 minus 400, we have 0. So the answer is 0.05 or 5 hundredths. If you will notice, we have the same answer. So it means the answer is true. So kailangan isolve mo hanggang 5. So you will write true if it is true. At kung ang sagot naman niya ay false, write false. Activity 4. Look for the correct quotient of the following numbers and circle the letter of the correct answer. So in this case, you have to write the letter of the correct answer because we have the answer sheet. So we have 12 divided by 10. So we can divide 12 divided by 10. We have 1. 1 times 10. 10. So 12 minus 10 is 2. So may remainder pa rin. So we will add 0.0. So to bring down 0. 20 divided by 10, we have 2. 2 times 10, we have 20. 20 minus 20, we have 0. If you will notice, we have the decimal point here. Okay. And that's it. So that is letter A. And happy learning!